So here was the first issue. Jimmy and I were having a little bit of an argument. That wasn't a position we hired. It ended up working out. It was just very stressful to get to that point. All right, I haven't seen this yet. This is the first time I'm actually watching the real video, so I wanted to react to it. I wanted to give you some of my thoughts. Obviously a crazy day. And if you guys haven't seen this video, you should watch it because I think it will hopefully give a good look behind the scenes of what went on to actually make MrBeast Burger, the first MrBeast Burger physical location, a thing. I know there's some Jimmy and I bickering in here, so I can probably give a little more context to some of that. But yeah, let's get into it.
And now he's got a burger joint.
I am absolutely stunned by the amount of people that have traveled here from cross country, out of the country, and some have never even tried one of these burgers.
I remember walking around in this area and just seeing how massive this space was when you enter the mall, and now it's just like seeing it covered with people. And there's a clip I think that I filmed where it was just everyone was screaming, and Carl and Nolan were off to my right, just absolutely yelling, and this place was just a complete frenzy. There's like a good shot of like what this looks like with no people in it.
We're at 5x the world record.
Oh, he said we're gonna 5x the world record of hamburgers sold. I think I know what the official number is, but let's see what they say at the end of the video.
Is that not crazy?
What's the world record?
It was like 2,000 burgers in a single day by a restaurant.
Who did it?
I don't know, but we're aiming for 10,000, and I've never ran a restaurant.
He has no idea.
I have to do
I don't
5
know.
times better than anyone in the world's ever done on my first day.
It is midnight right now. They're still in meetings, talking through the day tomorrow. Basically, their expectation is that there's going to be at least 10,000 people who want burgers.
So I wasn't here for this part. I was staying with a family member in New Jersey, but I was getting minute by minute texts from someone from Jimmy's team. That one, he was a little upset that we weren't going to be able to serve 10,000 people. And we actually last minute brought in some extra chefs so we could get through more people. But you'll see some clips later on in this video where the kitchen was completely booked. Like we could not fit another body in there.
I need tomorrow to go great because we're gonna have like 20 people show up. Tomorrow will go great. Yeah, you're thinking the future. Who cares about the future? Tomorrow. I need tomorrow to go great.
I think this is just something, Jimmy and I both have this problem a little bit, is we have no context of time. It's just kind of all about like, we need to get this task done. It doesn't matter if it's 6 o'clock at night or if it's 4 in the morning. His like full task is making sure that we can fulfill and make as many hamburgers as possible. And people like, it's midnight. He has no idea it's midnight. Like he's just making sure that we can get more people there to cook hamburgers.
What could go wrong tomorrow?
Nothing. It's perfect. We planned it all.
We shall see if nothing goes wrong. Look at how big this man is. He doesn't even fit in this SUV. Can we get Jimmy a bigger car? So this would have been up on the 3rd floor. So this is the actual line to get into MrBeast Burger. So if you're up here, like if you're standing up here when Jimmy walks out at 9:30 in the morning, you have waited in line for days, slept multiple days in this mall. I figured there'd be people waiting outside. I wasn't aware the mall was gonna let people camp out. He loves that gray hat, man. Loves that gray. Did he not have a MrBeast Burger hat on the whole video? Did he literally have that gray Nike hat on? I don't know whose idea this was, but putting a merch store in the back of the restaurant, still to this day, this merch store exists. What a great idea. And I'm so glad that we had them design like a side store after you check out and get your burgers to then step into. So the one thing you're gonna see too, this is in New Jersey. So a lot of the stores are closed. This is on a Sunday. They still have something in New Jersey called the Blue Laws. And so a lot of retail stores, if it's not food related, can't actually be open. So the rest of the mall was closed. There wasn't anything open. Hey, I made it. There's Guga.
I'm a little anxious, but also a little nervous.
I was beyond anxious. I was so nervous. Yo, what a crazy shot. I posted this on Instagram and on a reel, like me right here filming this exact shot before anything ever opens. Also, the giraffe from Toys R Us was there. He's kind of off to my right. I don't know how this man or woman or whoever was in that costume snuck in, but the Toys R Us giraffe tried to get into our ribbon cutting ceremony that's gonna happen in a second, and then he got escorted out to the audience.
We're now open.
Here we go. Time to serve burgers. There we go. Feastables product placement. You love to see it.
We need to figure out how to keep this line moving, but it seems like almost everyone just wants.
So here was the first issue. Jimmy was standing at the front of the line And everyone that was walking through to order would get so distracted because he was behind the till. And so everyone would try and take a selfie, or they would ask Jimmy for a picture. They would ask him to autograph something. So this was bottleneck number one, is we didn't really have a plan. Jimmy wanted to kind of just float around. And so problem number one was he couldn't float at the kiosk because the line wouldn't move. It would just create this giant bottleneck of people trying to get a picture with him. And so this is like, I think the first time he had finally realized that, where he's like, I can't physically stand over here because then the line doesn't move. You're gonna see him and I argue about this later, is he then started taking individual pictures with everyone. And again, this is in the restaurant. So now instead of ordering a hamburger and getting like ushered through the line and getting your food, all you want is to beeline it to get a picture with Jimmy. I thought that Jimmy would literally show up, wave, be like, God, great to see everyone. So glad people came. Take some selfies, greet some fans. It would be a fun day. He would be there for like 4 or 5 hours. We'd get to meet a ton of people. I did not anticipate this man wanting to take pictures with everybody. And so this was never really discussed in the pre-meeting. It was never like, oh yeah, Jimmy's gonna stand at the front of the restaurant. It's like, no, he's just kind of gonna do his thing and we'll figure it out on the fly. And this very quickly became okay, I want to take a picture with everyone.
Who is in charge of Flo? Are you in charge of like keeping?
There was nobody in charge of Flo. What? Who's Flo? The girl from Progressive? That wasn't a position we hired today. Director of traffic and Flo.
You're not gonna be able to take pics with 10,000 people today. Maybe it was
10,000, 20,000 people.
I can't.
One thing, I don't know where Jimmy heard this from. I'd noticed this years ago, but when someone would come up to him and say, hey, I want a picture, he would always grab the phone out of their hand and go and type in their camera and then take a selfie with them and then hand them their phone. Because what ends up happening, and you can kind of see it in this clip, is like people see Jimmy, they get nervous, they start fumbling their phone, they like can't get to their camera, so then they get more nervous, and then all while like Jimmy or whoever is standing there waiting for them, where he just kind of figured out years ago is like, just give me your phone, I will take the picture, and then you can have your phone back.
Back 1 minute. Love you guys. And make sure people in line order, and people in line know that I can't sign anything because I can't sign 20,000 shit. Jimmy.
Okay, so now we need more people, but you need people that are actually telling people what they can and can't do. Because what ends up happening is someone gets to Jimmy and they go, hey, can I take a picture? They take a picture. Hey, can you sign this? Oh, thanks. Oh, actually, I want another picture. And then they continue to ask for things. And so what he's basically saying is like, we need someone in charge of line, someone in charge of security. Then we need someone telling them, or I can't sign autographs. I can't take multiple pictures with multiple people. So you're seeing like second bottleneck here is it actually takes more than just a few people. It takes multiple people to get this going.
3 hours to count to 10,000. Yep. Right? And that was me going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And take 10,000 photos. We got to do it where I'm at least taking. I mean, run the math on that, but it's
a lot. That's why we're gonna have to start doing group.
okay.
Yeah, I just went through the current line and said have your camera app open.
Dude, Samir was loving this. I at one point, Jimmy and I were having a little bit of an argument, and I didn't know he was there, and I saw him, and I was like, man, he's getting just gold footage right now. Like, hopefully he got all of that.
Okay,
All right, so should I go back out there?
At some point, we'll take 30 minutes. You can have.
I need to keep this line
get it,
going.
but
I don't care. I need the line going.
I know. The line will continue to go whether you're there or not.
So
We'll
those
just have
people aren't
security.
just waiting for photos?
No, we have people waiting now. But if you take a 30-minute break, we're just gonna usher people out with security.
Yeah,
Be like,
well,
you
are
have
they
to
happy?
leave.
I
They're
want them
happy. They were in line. They got a MrBeast's.
Are you sure?
The,
Oh, yeah,
the
you 30 of them.
expectation was not that you were taking pictures with everyone to say this wasn't.
Okay, well, I want
this
them
wasn't
happy.
a meet and greet.
I want them happy.
This was we
I
were
want them
opening a
happy. I want
It was not supposed to be a meet and greet. It's what it turned into. I get it. We wanted everyone to have an amazing experience, get a hamburger, get a picture with Jimmy. It ended up working out. It was just very stressful to get to that point.
them happy. I want them.
People are happy.
I don't know if they're happy.
Hold on. Did I say people are happy? And then someone went, I don't know if people are happy.
Worth the wait?
I mean, this is the problem with delivery is, we have 1,700 virtual locations, and depending on where you order from, if you're in London or you're in Lawrence, Kansas, or you're in, Boise, Idaho, the burger experience might be different because you're getting it from a different restaurant. You're getting it from a delivery service, which It's really hard to control. Is it going to take 20 minutes? Is it going to take 40 minutes? You don't know. And then sometimes you're really relying on what does the restaurant have left? Maybe they don't have that specific potato bun that's being used. Maybe they have something else. And so this was the first time people were getting a amazing hamburger actually delivered to them sitting at a restaurant for the first time. And the consistency of the product is just, it's different when you can own it and it's your restaurant.
Why are we allowing them to linger?
Yeah, I know. The only issue is the merch store is right there.
What, behind us?
No, right back where you were taking pictures.
Right there?
So we're gonna have to move the merch
Why
store.
is there a merch store? Fuck the money. Who
Well, I'm
cares?
just saying, like this.
Fuck the merch. What do we need the merch for? Ain't nobody buying merch. Jimmy doesn't even have a MrBeast burger hat on.
Get rid of it. Give it to him for free. I don't care. Just move those barriers. Move this back. Literally, just make that happen. I promise this will flow 30 times better.
Okay.
Last to leave circle wins $50,000.
So I wasn't down here for this, so I don't have a ton of context on what happened. I know that we were trying to film a MrBeast 2 video, and I think there's just so many people, and it was so loud, and it ended up not working. I mean, look at all these people. Like, nobody here is in line, also.
It's getting unsafe. It's getting unsafe out there.
So what we're going to start doing is we're going to stop all activity on the stage to try to dissipate that crowd in April that are on the railings.
It was like, I do agree. You know, we had some conversations with the security and the police officers that were there. It was getting pretty crazy. It was packed in that rotunda. I get what he's saying. Like, everyone's leaning up against the guardrails. Jimmy comes out. It's pandemonium. People are pushing up against the guardrails. So they were asking that we don't continue to go out there, because every time he went out there, it was just crazier and crazier. And so I totally like sympathize with what they were dealing with. He ended up not going out there anymore just because like it was becoming a little unsafe.
If you were here today, you experienced something one of a kind. Just know that.
What a great quote. I mean, shout out to everyone in the kitchen. I thought I was tired. I can only imagine if I would have flipped hamburgers and like had to cook. It was also so hot in there the whole day. Like, shout out to everyone in there. I mean, what an incredible job. MrBeast sold 6,000. Okay, it was more than I thought. 6,212. So that is officially the Guinness World Record for the most hamburgers sold in one day. The team hopes to open 5 more locations next year. No comment. Man, what a great video. Now, like, actually seeing the final product, like, congrats to Colin and Samir. It's fun to watch that back.